position.
If you're talking about the holding position, the medium role, Declan Rice, while he is overly expensive in my eyes, he is indeed a big food to fill. And you lose him for 90 million. As you said, the world tours has been thrown around. But I doubt many clubs will be willing to meet the asking price up to Southampton. It's about 45 to 50 million pounds for a relegation player. So, based on that notion, I probably have to go with Leicester City. Leicester City's defensive midfielder, Ndidi. You know, he has experience in the Prem. He's only about 20 to 25 million pounds. And whilst he hasn't been particularly great this season, he certainly is a great option for to slot into that DM role. I don't know if I'm just talking a pure rubbish now, but I just genuinely feel like Ndidi would be a great signing for them. I don't know why, I just think so.
Indeed, well, you're right. They are after Southampton captain James Ward-Prowse. The price isn't around 40-50 million pounds. I don't know where these relegated teams are getting this from, where they can charge money. Like, you're not good. Indeed, it wouldn't be a bad show. He has had a bad time with injuries. We know what he can do. Maybe Moyes can get a tick out of him, maybe not. And that's my final topic before we do run into that Savage Slaughterhouse. I'm not speaking about what happened yesterday. I will keep it purely salty. If they want to call me biased, you can call me biased all you want. Not speaking about any team in blue. It's irrelevant to this. But I am going to speak about one player, and Andre Onana. His performance yesterday, playing out from the back, playing as a centre half basically. He's rumoured to leave. 40 million euros. Manchester United, Chelsea, everything. You know, Raya's going to Spurs, so he's off the table. Andre Onana. We know that he does improve any team he goes to, right? But is there a bit of hesitancy due to the fact the way he left Ajax to it possibly coming back at a bigger club with more popularity, more cameras, more spotlights, more celebrity status? Would he be set for a Premier League move, even though he is good enough?
As you said, he is definitely good enough. He comes into any Premier League starting 11, barring maybe Manchester City and Liverpool's goalkeeper position. But Andre Onana, he did leave Ajax in very controversial circumstances regarding to the drug testing and getting that 1-year ban. But I don't think it would be too harsh on him. Not only has most of the football world forgotten about that incident, but most of the football world were supporting him yesterday. I don't know if you saw the post on Twitter saying that over a year ago he was the last time he played for Ajax and everything, and that he's come so far and that they are proud of him, and that tweet got about 75k likes. I genuinely feel that it should not be a problem, right? The drug abuse, I think it was something trivial, was it not? It wasn't something too bad, it was just something very trivial. Am I right?
Yeah, it was a bit of doping, just a little bit of doping.
Yeah. I know we know doping in sports is bad, but bro, come on, you can't tell me he got suspended for a year, and my guy Adama Traore is still playing. Come on, bro. Come on. Traore looks like he can stop a freight train. Come on.
Traore looks like he is a freight train.
Like Traore is doping. Come on, alright. But it was so minuscule that I don't think it'll be a big issue. He was a young lad. He learns from his mistake. He's just come out of a Champions League final. I actually give him the chance. He's not that expensive. Alternatively, though, instead of probably going for him if you want no controversy, maybe add 20-30 million more and you can go for Mike Mainan. Amazing goalkeeper. And young, versatile. And as you said, easily walks into any top 3 Premier League team.
Yeah, or Diogo Costa, he's one going around the rounds as well. Not really 100% convinced yet, but, anything is better than a certain goalkeeper. And just my last thought before we do turn over to you for the Savage Slaughterhouse. Bro, I know you don't know much about basketball, but Who the hell thought Miami would put up a fight? My God, it's embarrassing. I said last week if the series was still on, the series should be done by the time I'm doing this show. And for some reason, the series is going to be concluded tomorrow instead of it should have been done yesterday, 2 days ago. Like, it's embarrassing. Miami, people are saying this is a fairy tale run. Like, no, this is what a 1 seed versus an 8 seed. This is what Man City versus Southampton looks like. Everyone gets an ass whooping. Everybody decides to get an ass whooping. That's just how it is, man. Anyway, you know who it is. Savage Slaughterhouse next. Randy Savage.
Easy sports, you should, doing video, like and subscribe, don't pass. Sometime me I wonder to us. Not about Easy sports, tune in for the offline tour, like and subscribe some more. With Jackson, Brian and Randy Savage, me talk about Easy sports, tune in for the offline tour, like and subscribe some more. With Jackson, Brian and Randy Savage, me talk about Easy sports.
Alright, I'm tuned in. Welcome everyone, one and all, ladies and gentlemen, and queers alike and baby. Welcome to the GZ Sports Transfer Roundup with your boy Randy Savage, accompanied by the co-host today, Jackson Brian. Jackson, how are you doing, my friend?
Well, you know how it is, man. You know how it is. All preparing for everything.
Indeed, it is a very depressing week, as we clearly implied. It is a very depressing week for football. As a United fan, as a Liverpool fan, as any English fan, especially Arsenal, Manchester City have completed their trouble. The second English team to do so, and with 1.2 billion pounds in a position like that. But let's not be fooled. The money is part of the game, right? I know a lot of fans, and I know this is a controversial take. As a Manchester United fan, I shouldn't even be making these utterances. But let's be real. Jackson, would you rather have a owner like Sheikh Mansour or the Glazers? I mean, let's be real. Sheikh Mansour has pumped over a 1.2 billion into his club for transfers, right? I don't see any team in the world that would complain that their owners pump money. I don't care if it's Oil City FC. Money is meant to be spent in football. You spend money to get money. You spend money to earn greatness, and they've done just that. I don't see a problem with it. I see a lot of people criticizing and trying to minimize or ridicule their achievement just because of the net spend of City. Bro, come on. You'd be ecstatic if it was your team spending that much money. Just because the City doesn't make the achievement any less great. I mean, of course, it does make the Ballon d'Or chances that we leave for a certain Lionel Messi, we'll talk about more later. But come on, man. I don't agree with people slandering City for using money when they well and know that most of their teams have only used about 200 million or 100 million less, which isn't a lot in football terms. So what do you make of this whole the trouble? City played exceptionally, you know. Arsenal bottled the Prem. They failed in the Carabao Cup. That was the only saving grace, the courtesy of Manchester United / Newcastle. Right? They won the Champions League yesterday. And they beat the same United in the FA Cup because of a certain German Superman. Jackson, what do you make of City's season overall, and what do you have to say to the claims that City are only dependent on oil money?
Well, City have had a good season as a club standard. As a United fan, you know, we're obviously disgusted by it. They had a really good season. They won 3 trophies. They're going to have a bus tour that will not be locking down the streets. I can guarantee you that tomorrow. And they have shown that they are one of the best footballing teams in the country. Now, in the case of their money, well, I mean, yes. I mean, Man City weren't in the Premier League until 2008. So they don't have any history to go off by. Like, for example, Newcastle, who were challenging for the titles in the 90s. Newcastle got relegated in about 2010 and came back 2 years later. They have the history to go off. They did need the money. They did, because if Daddy Sheikh decided, okay, I'm not buying Manchester City. I'll buy Sunderland. No one would care about Man City because I saw a quote from Roger even yesterday saying the fans have been waiting for this for 20, 30, 40 years. I mean, 20 years they were playing bloody Stockport in League 2. I don't know what he's talking about. But they weren't a relevant team. They weren't even relevant in League 2 at that point. I mean, the only relevant City was a retirement club. Dennis Law, when he wanted to retire, went to City. Dwight York, bloody idiot. Andy Cole, when he wanted to retire, went to City. Peter Schmeichel, when he said he was going to retire, went to City. That's just what they were. And then Daddy Sheikh came in, said he wants to make them a prime team. And, you know, it is about the money when it comes to this. Without the money, City would be like what Norwich are. Up and down, and they just work off 2 million a year. Simple.
Alright, so fair enough. You see, City football is a money sport. I'm not saying you should only play for the love of the money, but let's be real. Let me put it in another context that a lot of you can understand. You play FIFA career mode, you play Football Manager, you play any football game. You are chuffed. You absolutely love the amount of money. The more the money, the merrier for you. Am I right, Jackson?
Yeah, you can't go out and get Dominic Thomas or Shaq Brunt without money.
Exactly. Although Dominic Thomas was a homegrown talent. You guys, I mean, the viewers won't understand, but
yeah, they will, man.
You know, he's no Dominic Thomas, but you know, moving on from that topic and to Romelu Lukaku, the horror show that is in the UCL. You know what? I'm not going to criticize him too much because while he did miss some golden opportunities, and while Ederson decided to become Levi Yashin for one moment, he did have a bigger impact in 30 minutes than Haaland had for the full 90. So I'm not going to criticize him too much. But Jackson, Lukaku will be fuming. He'll be rubbing his scalp with the most outrageous of anti-hair products made by Nair, wondering how the hell did he manage to block that shot, his own teammate shot. Although I genuinely feel the City defender would have got there, he blocked a shot that could have made it 1-1 and leveled the game. Furthermore, he headed a ball that he put it anywhere else on the goal later goal. He headed it on the rooted foot of Ederson. Ederson and City caught life yesterday. And it begs the question, is Lukaku the worst big game player in football? Jackson, I'll leave you with this controversial question today.
Bro, we know that Lukaku has been a poor big game player for all his career. Like, seriously, we know that. Bro, we've seen it when he was in England, scoring goals for Everton and all things like that. He made the move to United. He scored against Chelsea, but who didn't at that point? Then he went to Chelsea. He scored like one goal. Gone. He's not a big game player. I mean, in Italy he is. Scores in the Milan derby anytime he feels like it. But against the English teams, he's shown to really, really struggle. And no matter how, I'm not gonna bring her into this. I'm going to stay civil. No matter what Lukaku can do in his career, we saw what he did in the clutch game for them. I think it was against, was it Croatia? When he had so many misses. He did get 3. I actually was watching the game and said 3rd time's the charm, and he messed up with the 3rd chance. It's like, again, Lukaku on the big stage, it's just never worked for him. It's never worked. He can do a job, and I actually believe that when he came on, it would have changed the game, and it did. I mean, he had it straight on Ederson's foot when you got about a whole goal aimed to him for. You blocked DiMarco's shot. I don't think Diaz was going to get there, actually. Diaz was falling backwards based on when DiMarco headed it. Like, it was just a horror show for Lukaku, and the thing is, the Timberland memes are back out, so I don't know if he could ever recover from this.
I mean, man, I do feel sorry for him, to be honest. Like, you know, he probably just fumbled Megan Thee Stallion after all, though. Like, come on. It's absolutely sad. But moving on from Lukaku onto his parent club, which he will be vying to return to, but probably not for long. Like, Chelsea are vying for attacking options. You know, for some reason they let Felix go, João Felix go. He was probably the best player they had all season, and he came in January. Right, of course they still do have Sterling on the left, They still have Hakim Ziyech, still have Christian Pulisic.